Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Patrice, and in this video we will be doing a library book haul. And now let's get started. The first book I'm going to show you is a cozy mystery by Agatha Christie, and it is titled The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. And the overview says, in the small English village of King's Abbot, a widow's suicide has stirred up dreadful rumors of blackmail and deception. Most shocking of all is the subsequent murder of her lover, Roger Ackroyd, stabbed to death in his own study by an unknown assailant. There are suspects and motives aplenty, and rumors that his neighbor, the recently retired detective Hercule Poirot, doesn't have a clue who did the dastardly deed. So, this sounds very good. Agatha Christie, she is like one of the most famous cozy mystery writers of all time, and I usually enjoy her books. Like, I've read Murder on the Nile, I've read Murder on the Orient Express, and I picked up like a compilation Hercule Poirot um, book from the Salvation Army, and I talked about that one before. So I'm very interested to get my hooks into this. The next book that I picked up is titled The Filling Station by Vanessa Miller. And this is a historical fiction, and I picked this up because this talks about the Tulsa, Oklahoma race massacre that happened in 1921, and I'm very interested. Again, this is like a little known like history that we were not taught in schools, that is just coming out now. The overview says, two sisters, one unassuming haven, endless opportunities for grace. Sisters Margaret and Evelyn Justice have grown up in the prosperous Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma, also known as Black Wall Street. In Greenwood, the Justice sisters had it all: movie theaters and entertainment venues, beauty shops and clothing stores, high-profile businesses like law offices, medical clinics, and banks. While Evelyn aspires to head off to the East Coast to study fashion design, recent college grad Margaret plans to settle in Greenwood, teaching at the local high school and eventually raising a family. Then the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre upends everything they know and brings them unspeakable loss. Left with nothing but each other, the sisters flee along what would eventually become iconic Route 66 and stumble upon the Threat Filling Station, a safe haven and the only place where they can find a shred of hope in oppressive Jim Crow America. At the filling station, they are able to process their pain, fill up their souls, and find strength as they wrestle with a faith in God that has left them feeling abandoned. But they eventually realize that they can't hide out at the filling station when Greenwood needs to be rebuilt. The search for their father in their former life may not give them easy answers, but it can propel them in their community to a place where their voices are stronger, strong enough to build a future that honors the legacy of those who were lost. So like I said, very interested in this. I was also looking at the chapter titles, and it gives like some quotes from some of the documents and real life testimonies of some of the survivors from the race massacre. So I'm definitely interested to see what they have to say. I believe there are two survivors that are still fighting for justice in Tulsa. They're looking for reparations for them and their families. And it looks like they have been losing their court cases, but recently the mayor, I think he made like $110 million like trust fund settlement to pay them reparations, since like the state and the governor, um, they denied their claims, and like the court denied their claims, but now they have a new mayor, and I believe he's the first black mayor of Tulsa, I think. And he did end up, like I said, creating that trust fund and giving the families um, reparations. So very, very interested to see how this turns out. The next book that I picked up is titled Her Majesty the Queen Investigates: The Windsor Knot by S.J. Bennett. And this is a cozy mystery. And I picked this up because I think it's so funny. It's like the Queen of England is investigating murder mysteries. That is an awesome premise. And it's not the Queen when she was younger, it's like the Queen in 2016. So she's like old and investigating these mysteries. So I think this is going to be a hoot. I hope it's funny. I hope. But we will see, because, you know, the royals, they kind of have that stiff upper lip. But I hope they put some funny bits in here. Now, this is a new series for me, and this is the first book in the series. And the overview says, the first book in a highly original and delightfully clever crime series in which Queen Elizabeth II secretly solves crimes while carrying out her royal duties. It is the early spring of 2016, and Queen Elizabeth is at Windsor Castle in advance of her 90th birthday celebrations. But the preparations are interrupted by the shocking and untimely death of a guest in one of the castle bedrooms. The scene leads some to think the young Russian pianist strangled himself. Yet a badly tied knot leads MI5 to suspect foul play. When they begin to question the household's most loyal servants, Her Majesty knows they're looking in the wrong place. For the Queen has been living an extraordinary double life ever since her teenage years as Lilibet. Away from the public eye and unbeknownst to her closest friends and advisors, she has the most brilliant skill for solving crimes. With help from her assistant private secretary, Rosie Oshadi, a British Nigerian officer recently appointed to the Royal Horse Artillery, the Queen discreetly begins making inquiries. As she carries out her duties with her usual aplomb, no one in the royal household, the government, or the public knows that the resolute Elizabeth won't hesitate to use her keen eye, quick mind, and steady nerve to bring a murderer to justice. S.J. Bennett captures Queen Elizabeth's voice with skill, nuance, wit, and genuine charm in this imaginative and engaging tale that portrays Her Majesty as she so rarely seen. Kind yet worldly, decisive, shrewd, and most important, a superb judge of character. So this sounds like it's going to be fun. We shall see. The next book I picked up is How to Seal Your Own Fate by Kristen Perrin. And this is a Castle Knoll murder mystery. So again, another cozy. Now, let me show it to you. This is the second book in this series. The first one was, I believe, How to Plan Your Own Murder. Let me see. How to Solve Your Own Murder. That was the name of the first book. And that one was good. I enjoyed that one. Like that a lot. So now we have the second one. So we are back with Annie Adams, and she is in this mansion that she's inherited. So let me read you the overview. Welcome back to Castle Knoll, the idyllic English village home to a surprising number of murderers. Present day, Annie Adams is just settling into life in Castle Knoll when local fortune teller Penny Lane shares a cryptic message only hours before being found dead inside the Lot Gravesdown estate. Annie has no choice but to delve into the dark secrets of her new countryside home in order to find out just what Penny Lane was trying to warn her about before her brand new life comes crashing down around her. 1967. Teenage Frances Adams, Annie's great aunt, finds herself caught between two men. Fort Gravesdown is one of the only remaining members of a family known for its wealth and dubious uses of power. Archie Foyle is a local who can't hold down a job and lives above the village pub. But when Frances teams up with Archie to investigate the car crash that killed most of Ford's family, it quickly becomes clear that this was no accident. Hints of cover-ups, lies, and betrayals abound. The question is, just how far does the blackness creep through the heart of Castle Knoll? When Frances discovers secrets kept by both Ford and Archie, she starts to wonder, what exactly has she gotten herself into? As Annie and Frances investigate two new mysteries spanning decades, they'll unlock the next level of secrets held in Castle Knoll's dark heart. So, sounds very interesting. I was excited to see this just because I did like the first one so much. The last book that I picked up is a repeat book. I did have this one before and I wasn't even able to start it, so I checked it out again. And it is The Great Mrs. Elias by Barbara Chase-Riboud. And I will read the overview again for you. A murder in a case of mistaken identity brings the police to Hannah Elias's glitzy 5-story 20-room mansion on Central Park West. This is the beginning of an odyssey that moves back and forth in time and reveals the dangerous secrets of a mysterious woman, the fortune she built in her precipitous fall. Born in Philadelphia in the late 1800s, Hannah Elias has done things she's not proud of to survive. Shedding her past, Hannah slips on a new identity before relocating to New York City to become as rich as a robber baron. Hannah quietly invests in the stock market, growing her fortune with the help of businessmen. As the money pours in, Hannah hides her millions across 29 banks. Finally, attaining the life she's always dreamed of, she buys a mansion on the Upper West Side and decorates it in gold and first-rate decor, inspired by her idol Cleopatra. The unsolved murder turns Hannah's world upside down and threatens to destroy everything she's built. When the truth of her identity is uncovered, thousands of protesters gather in front of her stately home. Hounded by the salacious press, the very private Mrs. Elias finds herself alone, ensnared in a scandalous trial and accused of stealing her fortune. Packed with glamour, suspense, and drama, populated with real-life luminaries from the period, The Great Mrs. Elias brings a fascinating woman and the age she embodied to glorious, tragic life. So I was very interested in reading this because, again, this is about a real life person. So I want to see, like, if the fact and fiction collide, like how much of this is like really true and how much of it is where the author has taken liberty. So I'll probably be going down some more rabbit holes, but I really enjoyed this. Oh, I forgot to show it to you. I really think I will enjoy this. That's what I was trying to say. That's all I picked up in this library haul. Let me know if you've read these books or if any of them sound interested to you. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you the next time. Bye-bye.